Hi, I am Rachel Connor, and this is a series where I interview students in the College of Arts and Sciences about their internships. So today's intern is Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Thank you so much for being here and chatting with me today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
It's so beautiful out. Are you in Burlington?
Yes, yeah, I am enjoying the sunshine.
Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time to talk when you could be outside enjoying the weather. So do you want to start by introducing yourself, your major, your minor, where you're from?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Sarah Blow. I'm a public communications major with a dance minor, and I'm from upstate New York, by the Lake George area from a small town called Glens Falls.
Awesome. So, what is your internship about? What does it consist of?
Basically, I kind of created this idea of a talk show based on like Vermont people. I always have like grown up around Vermont. I have family that lives in Vermont. I've always loved the state and always thought it was very interesting and there's so many interesting people in it. Um I love talking to people. I love meeting new people. So I came up with this idea called VT Peeps, a talk show where I choose interesting Vermonters or interesting organizations, and then I interview people from those places. Um, and it's been really fun. I've been able to work with a lot of incredible people, so it's been a great experience so far.
Yeah, that sounds great. So, from what I know and also what you just said, you're usually the interviewer. So, how does it feel being on the other side?
Yeah, it's really fun, honestly. It's funny because when the stream first started, I like almost started speaking and I was like, this is not my turn, so had to hold back.
Yeah. So, VT Peeps was your idea, right?
Yeah.
And your first interview was with Steve McQueen, the artistic director of the Flynn Theater. So, how was it talking with him?
It was amazing, honestly. I actually have been a performer for most of my life and dance, musical theater, singing, all of that. So that's one of my main areas of interest. So I was really drawn to the Flynn. I've seen a lot of performances there. I love the space. So being able to talk to Steve, the artistic director, was incredible. He was so knowledgeable and just had amazing stories from past performances, and it was awesome.
Yeah, that sounds super great. So, for anyone watching at home, you can find the first episode of VT Peeps shared on this page, or you can go directly to the VT Peeps Facebook page, which you can also follow. Um, and it's a really good interview. I would definitely recommend giving it a watch. So, do you know what we could expect for the next episode?
Yeah. I'm not sure. There are a few in the works. We've been pretty diligent about booking at least one in-person interview a week. Me and one of my closest friends, she's my videographer. We go to these locations and film. We recently did one with Natalie Neer from the UVM Lane series. So that one should be coming out soon. And then we also did one with WDEV's Steve Cormier, and that one was amazing. So that one is also coming out soon. So everyone, please keep your eyes out for these interviews. We'd love to get more views and just like spread the word about these incredible people.
Yeah, where is the best place for us to look out for the next interviews?
So we have our Facebook page. It's called VT Peeps with Sarah Blow. You can find everything posted there, and you can also find the interviews that I do with the Center for Research on Vermont posted there as well. Um, that's the best place for episodes. We also have an Instagram. I think it's vt.peeps. So you could give that a follow as well. Both will be posting all of our interviews and like pictures and all that good stuff.
I was just about to bring up how you also do interviews for the Center for Research on Vermont on their Facebook page. So, what kinds of people do you typically interview there?
It's very different from the interviews that I pick for myself just because I have very different interests than Vermont research. I love Vermont and I think Vermont is very interesting, but history has never really been my jam. But a lot of the people I interview are Vermont historians and authors. And honestly, I feel very grateful that I've gotten to do it because it's broadened my knowledge on Vermont history so much. and I've gotten to meet and talk to so many incredible and knowledgeable people. So it's been incredible.
Yeah, I imagine it's a lot more interesting hearing about it from people who are passionate about it and know a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the main difference between, live interviews and the pre-recorded ones that you do for VT Peeps? Like, what do you prefer?
I love doing live interviews. I think it's so fun. You can just really feed off the other person's energy. There's just such a connection, I feel like, when you're enjoying a conversation with someone that just can't be mimicked through a camera. I love doing that. But also it's been really great that we have this platform Be Live and have been able to do interviews virtually just so we can keep in contact with people.
Yeah, I definitely have been enjoying the virtual interviews. It's a lot easier to organize, I think. So how did you get your internship? How long have you been working on this stuff?
It's kind of funny because I bounced around internships for a bit last year. I had a social media internship with the Heritage Winooski Mill Museum, and that was a really cool experience, but I just figured it wasn't really for me. And then I was going to try to get another social media internship, and it fell through. And honestly, I'm very thankful that it did because it kind of led me to all of this stuff. I hadn't really been into interviewing or reporting of any kind. I was more of a social media person, and I thought that was the direction I wanted to go in. But then I kind of just on a whim did one of these Facebook Live interviews with someone. My supervisor and mentor, Richard Watts, just set it up, and I loved it. And that's kind of how I started doing it. And then as I continued, I was like, wow, I would love to do kind of like a spin off, something more where I could show my personality, make it a little more professional. And he pretty much gave me the go ahead to make VT Peeps and set me up with a lot of students who could help make graphics, do social media. So it's been really awesome because so many people have been so supportive and like looking to help, and I've been very thankful for that.
Yeah, that's like super cool that you had an idea for what you wanted to do with VT Peeps and you've been able to actually do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
That's
fun to
super
watch it
cool.
like come to life because I had just like dreamt about it and like just wondered like what's it gonna look like, and then like when you're actually in the process of like designing things, I worked with an incredible she's a graphic designer, and one of my friends actually, we worked at the center together, Martha Hardy. She did all of the graphics for the Facebook and the Instagram, and they're beautiful. She did an amazing job. So it's just been so nice to connect with other students, other peers who are interested in the subjects that I'm interested in as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So your public communications major, is that in CDAE?
Yeah.
Not actually the College of Arts and Sciences.
Yeah, it's
So
not
yeah,
the College of Arts and Sciences.
I think a lot of people don't know that you can still get an internship through the College of Arts and Sciences, even if you're not necessarily a major in that college. So how did you like discover that that's something you could do?
I have always been the biggest fan of Richard Watts. He's like such an idol to me, honestly. Like he's kind of like a father figure to me also. He also like mentored my sister. She had an internship at the Center for Research on Vermont as well. She's 3 years older than me, so I kind of like looked up to that and I was like, that looks cool. Like Richard's awesome. And so we were connected kind of just like through my family. And then I just never went back. I was like, it's funny because I feel like I belong in the College of Arts and Sciences, but just my major isn't in it.
That is so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how did you get into the subject area in general? Did you start as a public communications major?
I didn't. I started, it's funny because I think I switched like 2 or 3 times before I even got to school. Like when I was a senior. I was really into performing, as I said, when I was younger and in high school. And I actually wanted to go in as a theater major, which is really funny now. Like thinking about it, I'm like, I don't think I would have made that. But I was really into it in high school. I still love doing it, but like definitely am glad that I switched out of that. But then I went in my first semester, I was undeclared, and honestly, a lot of what I've done has been like kind of just like mirroring my sister. She was also a public communications major. Like I just looked up to her and I saw her college experiences and her classes, and I knew that it was something I would enjoy also. So I just kind of took the leap.
I can certainly relate to older sibling guidance with college stuff. So what do you want to do in the future? Is there a career path you particularly want to pursue? Do you want to continue doing like interview type stuff, reporting stuff?
Yeah, I mean, my goal at the end of all of this is to be an entertainment reporter. I love, like I said, performances, like pop culture, fashion, like those are all like some of my passions. And so I would love to be in like a city or something, like reporting on like maybe like new events, like performances, all that stuff. So that's my ideal career path. For the meantime, I think just like working my way up the ladder, like just growing more comfortable with every interview I do, making more connections. Those are my main priorities right now.
I love the beams of light coming
I
through.
know, I didn't. It's a nice addition.
Yeah, it's very pretty. I love the rainbows.
Yeah.
Not to get off topic. So how has your experience in this internship and with your new show been affected by the pandemic?
It's funny because like it hasn't been impacted at all and it has been impacted completely just because I mean, we knew what was going on when it started. I knew it was going to be difficult and hard to get in-person interviews. Um, just because like logistically it's very difficult to plan these things. Um, for two of the interviews, we were fortunate enough to have enough space to where we could be separated and maskless, but still remain like socially distant. So that was great, but it's difficult when that can't happen and you have to wear masks just because like audio doesn't pick up as well and visually it's not the most pleasing thing to look at. Um, that's been a little bit tricky, but everyone has been really like willing to just help and like want to be a part of this project because I think everyone is just itching to like spread the word about their business to be like, hey, like we're open, we're doing okay. Like it's nice to allow people to have that opportunity.
Yeah, with your interview with Steve, I know I was curious about the future of the Flynn for a while there. I was a little scared, honestly. So it's great to know that they're still doing things and are still open and planning things for the future.
Yeah.
Those are all of the questions I have planned, but is there anything else you wanted to talk about before we wrap up?
I think I'm all set. Just for everyone watching, if you could please head over to VT Peeps with Sarah Blau and give our page a like, maybe watch a couple videos. That would be incredible. We're really trying to grow our audience, just so we can reach more people and keep doing what we love.
Yeah. So to everyone at home, stay safe and follow UVM College of Arts and Sciences social media if you haven't already. So Facebook, Instagram, and we have a TikTok as well. I actually am the one who runs the TikTok, and we just posted our second video. So go check that out. All of that is UVM_CAS. So thank you again for joining me, Sarah. And I will be back next week. Bye.
Bye.